Cheers. Welcome to the film school. I'm Joe, and tonight we're gonna do an episode that's gonna be about a couple of new horror movies on Netflix. We're gonna make a couple quick reviews here. There will be spoilers, so when we get to that point, oh hell, let's just bring them out now. Spoiler wizard. Just making it really hard on you, LJ. Anyways, we're gonna kick off with the first. Film In the Tall Grass.
Help! I'm lost in here.
Did you hear that?
Someone out there? Help me! Help me! Cal?
Becky!
Something's not right about this. I think we should head back to the road.
Becky!
Travis?
Who are you? What's going on? I came looking for you! What?
How did you get here before us?
I don't know.
My boy, he's lost in here too.
This is nuts!
It's only a field.
What's happening? He went the other way! Natalie!
I'm never gonna find her.
You can find things, but it's easier once they're dead.
How long have we been here?
I'm not sure.
That sounded like me.
This field doesn't make any sense.
Name one thing in here that does.
You think this is just chance? We're all here for a reason. Becky!
Oh my god. It's grass. It's just grass.
Yeah, so In the Tall Grass, based on the novella by Stephen King and his son Joe Hill. This film was directed by Vincenzo. How do you pronounce it? Vincenzo Natali? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. The director of the Canadian director who also did cult classics Cube, Nothing, Cypher, and Splice. I was looking forward to this film. We've been getting some really decent Stephen King adaptations lately. But then again, I had to remind myself that we've had some really bad Stephen King adaptations lately. Dark Tower, Pet Sematary. And for me, Chapter 2 is a little disappointing. And unfortunately, this falls into that vein. So basic setup is a couple of youngsters, brother and a sister, in their 20s, are quiet dogs, are on a drive to California. The sister is pregnant or has become pregnant, and she's putting the child up for adoption. Basically, they pull over for a break and next to this tall field with an abandoned church, and they hear a boy crying out into the grass, into the field, and they step into it, and suddenly they're in this labyrinth that actually is a very intriguing premise. They're in there they find the kid, his parents are in there. There's the baby daddy shows up and gets trapped in there. There's a giant rock in the middle of this thing that if you touch it, like insanity happens. Like it's a very interesting premise, but the film is very different from the book. It takes on other aspects that are not in the book. Space, time travel, the boyfriend or the baby daddy. It leaves out a lot of the elements of cannibalism that are in the novella. It's a very different story. It's a very loose adaptation, but that's not even a problem for me. They took the basic premise, which was very intriguing, and just kind of went in a sort of predictable and routine fashion, with a predictable sort of villain, played by whom I think is very underrated, Patrick Wilson, which you would know from the Conjuring films, Watchmen. Yeah, he's a good actor, and I feel like he was kind of wasted in this role. But and Aquaman, I forgot he's in Aquaman as Orn. So, I had high hopes for this. It's perfect that Netflix. By the way, this was a Netflix release. It's perfect that they released it in October, getting ready for Scary Movie Month. Or in the Halloween season, but unfortunately, this kind of dropped the ball. I'm only going to give this a 2.5 star out of a possible 4. It's entertaining. It has some decent cinematography, but ultimately, it just kind of unravels more the more it goes. The third act is a big letdown, and it definitely left me wanting more. And by the way, the ending, and again, spoilers, it felt like they had just seen the finale of Lost and went, we should do that. So I don't know, it was kind of disappointing. But hey, let me know what you think on that in the comments below, please. Moving along, though, we're going to go into our next Netflix original movie for Halloween in 2019, and this one is Eli.
Hey, I'm Haley. I live down the road.
I'm Eli.
You say you're what, like allergic to the world, right?
I guess you could say that.
We looked everywhere for a doctor to help you. You're gonna get better.
Promise?
Promise.
Hello, Eli. I'm Dr. Horn.
Hello.
I hope you don't think of this as a medical facility. To me, it's a home. And for now, it's your home.
Oh, it's been so long.
Everything we hoped for is right here.
Shall we begin? What do you think is making you sick?
Lots of things. The air, water, dust.
Eli's gonna get worse before he gets better.
There's something in my room.
Bad dreams are a side effect. It's perfectly normal.
I don't mean to freak you out, but this place gives me the creeps.
I think she's making me sicker.
It's the medication.
No, it's not the medication. Why do I feel worse?
Because it's working.
I think something bad is happening.
We all need to leave.
Is his life in danger?
Why are you doing this?
You are sicker than you realize.
Get away from me! I'm not sick! Let me out! Let me out!
You're gonna get better.
Promise?
Eli. Big promotion from Netflix on this because it's a Paramount co-production with Paramount Pictures as well as MTV Studios, which is a Viacom company along with Paramount. But this one was from the Irish director. Let's see if I can get his name correct. Kieran Foy. He directed the film Citadel and Sinister 2. Again, very interesting premise. Again, spoilers, but we've already had the spoiler wizard out of the way, so we won't worry about that.
Damn right they have.
So settle down over there. We won't make you work that much harder. Basic premise: kid who's sort of the boy in the plastic bubble. He's got the immune deficiency thing, so even air makes him sick. Fresh air and stuff. So his mother and father take him to a facility that is ran by Lily Taylor, whom I love. You probably know her from The Conjuring and The Haunting, the 1999 Jean Debeau remake of The Haunting, and films like Say Anything and High Fidelity. She's really awesome. Dogfight's another one that I really like her in. But basically, they take this little boy Eli to this facility where Lily Taylor's character claims to have cured kids with the same similar affliction. And then sinister hauntings happen. And it's actually, again, like the previous film. It was a very intriguing premise. It started off really well. Good cinematography. Interesting characters, nice production design, and a certain element of creepiness that I actually really enjoyed. I really got sucked into this movie. And then the third act happened, and the big reveal of what's really going on. And I gotta tell you, it felt really derivative of The Omen. And so, I gotta say, watch The Omen instead. Or even Little Evil, which is a funny take on The Omen from the director of Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which was a Netflix original movie a couple years ago with Evangeline Lilly and Adam Scott. And I love both of them. So that was more preferable. The last act of this film, unfortunately, just killed it for me. Basically, well, I'm not going to spoil the end. 'Tis the season. You got a few days. You got like a day left. Just check it out. See what you think. I would, again, 2.5 stars out of 4, just because basically where the story falls short, there is again really good cinematography, really good production design. There's a nice creepy atmosphere and a few jump scares that actually got me. I tend to watch movies like this, like alone, in the dark, late at night, or early in the morning, depending on your point of view. And sometimes they creep me out. But that's how you enjoy The Exorcist, man. How else would you watch The Exorcist? But anyways, in fact, you might like The Exorcist more. I do. Eli and In the Tall Grass, a couple of new Netflix films for the holiday season that were a little disappointing, to say the least. But who knows? Maybe here in the next couple of years, we might start to get some good ones again, like the other two previous Stephen King adaptation, 1922 and Gerald's Game from Mike Flanagan, the director of Oculus and the upcoming Doctor Sleep, which we will be reviewing. So to reiterate, In the Tall Grass, 2.5 stars. Eli, 2.5 stars out of 4. Not going any higher than that. So they're watchable, they're entertaining, but they're completely forgettable, and then you move on with your life. There's no collectability or rewatchability to them, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So please, let me know what you think. If you agree with me, if you disagree, if you just don't care, if you want me to shut my mouth, if you want me to talk more, just let us know. And as always, like and subscribe. We really appreciate you watching, and we really do enjoy the feedback and engaging with people that watch us, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next episode, and thanks for joining us. Cheers. This is my impersonation of Boris Karloff as Frankenstein's monster from both Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, the original James Whale films. Ready?